Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. We are coming to you live from the American Academy of Dental Sleep Medicine in the incredible city of Las Vegas. Kyle and I are so excited to have Dr. Matt Hicks on as a guest on the Sleep Well Journey podcast. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
We're so excited to just chat about our journey together and how you're still hanging out with us. And we're business partners in this grand venture called the Airway Dentist, and it was way past time to have you on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Matt jokes that we only hang out at like meetings. Like we don't see each other except for when we have a meeting to go to together.
We live about 10 minutes away from each other. But we do not talk as much as you would think outside, especially outside of work.
Yeah. And I think it's because we both do like 90-hour weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think there's just only things to talk about right now is work.
Well, we don't work on the same thing in the business. And so we're working on the same business in totally different things.
Yeah, and I think it's a good separation because you handle and definitely know the business side a whole lot more than I do. I handle the clinical side a lot, and like I said, there's really not a whole lot of overlap on that, and it works out well together.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are just both so equally valuable to the organization. And yesterday, we all went on a hike in Red Rocks in Nevada with our team, and it was really exciting. But Matt and Kyle decided to scale up the side of this mountain and disappear. And I'm like, I'm going to be really upset if something happens to one of you two because it's going to make life a lot harder.
I mean, it probably wouldn't have bothered us.
No, it would have really irked me, though.
No, it was a good hike, and it was a good Ethan also went up there, so did Spencer, and, but what I think you're trying to avoid is how incredibly scared you were.
You had to bring it up, didn't you? Yeah, I don't love heights, guys. We'll
find a way to sneak a photo out to the interwebs of you cowering in fear over a 2-foot drop.
Literally, there's a picture of everybody standing up, and I'm on all fours. I'm like, not.
We're just walking around her like we're in San Diego.
Oh my gosh!
A little higher than 2 feet.
Thank you, Matt. Oh.
All right, so we're at the American Academy Dental Sleep Medicine's annual meeting, and we've got the whole team with us, which is a cool thing that we can do. Is we can bring everyone and try to learn, get CE together. But more importantly, I think it's really cool that we show up as an organization and we're all wearing the same T-shirt, and so you can't miss us. And so, Matt, what do people ask you? What is the Airway Dentist? And then when they guess what it is, what's the most common thing they say when they read what is the Airway Dentist?
Well, I like what you always say is that dentistry on planes. It's
right.
dentistry on planes
That's
is what
right.
it is.
Like, that doesn't even make sense.
But no, for me, it's just it goes back so much to prevention. Starting things as early as possible. That's what it all comes back around to me. I think if we just start early, there's no reason to wait. What's the harm with starting early compared to what's the harm with waiting?
Absolutely.
So when I think of the Airway Dentist and Airway Dentistry and how we do things, that's where it's always for me. Start early, focus more on prevention instead of rehabilitation.
Awesome. We just talked to Dr. Selvig right? From Sleep Image, and we actually didn't know. Well, I don't think you knew either how passionate she was about pediatric
Sleep? I didn't.
Pediatric sleep.
Mm-mm.
And that's the thing is like, why wait? Like, what are you doing?
What exactly are you waiting for?
And what's the consequence of doing one of our interventions and being wrong? Like they didn't need it.
Not hurting anybody.
Still, you got more room for your teeth.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe the sleep side of it didn't improve as much as we want, even though it always does. Didn't improve as much as we want. We now have more room for the teeth. That means less surgical intervention later on when it comes to orthodontics. Easier orthodontics later on. There's, like I said, the only downside to starting things early is sometimes things take a little longer.
Absolutely.
Who cares? Put in the work. Stop being lazy. Just do it. Get in there. And like I said, there's a whole lot of downside to waiting. Very little downside to start.
I think what's been really unique over the last couple of years doing the actual Airway Dentist brand as a group together has been seeing the patients, the adult patients that are coming in to see us because they learned what we do. And we're looking at adult teeth that aged poorly. And so, just exactly what Matt is saying. Why are we waiting? What are we talking about? We need to start when they're 3, 4, 5, 6 years old because we know how this ages and it doesn't age well.
and I'm tired of hearing, oh, they'll grow out of it.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
like, okay, maybe flip of the coin, maybe you do, maybe they do, maybe they don't. But like, are you ever going to take a flip of the coin on any of your kids? Or you can do everything you
Never.
possibly can to
Yeah.
make sure you get them better.
And is it grow out of it, or they grow into an acceptable level
Form of
tolerance?
dysfunction.
Exactly. So we always say,
100%.
Just because it's normal doesn't mean it's common.
And how many
Yes.
50-year-olds have we seen with like severe crowding, tons of attrition, and they're
We
fine
treat it every day.
up until that moment that they're not, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're just falling apart. I wish someone would have told me about this sooner. I didn't know that my teeth laying on top of each other made it hard to clean. Like,
Literally every single day.
Yeah.
Literally every single day. And I can't put that on the patients because if we're not the ones talking about it, which
Absolutely.
is that goes back to us as dentists. I can't fully put it on all of us either. To a point, the straight teeth side of it, yeah, but the early intervention side of it, because we're not trained or taught on it either.
Right.
Because in dental school, it's just so much on something breaks, you
Restorative.
fix it. Something,
Right.
Something's dirty, you clean it. Which I get, they have to have a curriculum and have to get you
Sure.
there. But there's got to be some type of shift earlier on when
Absolutely.
it comes to the training.
And I feel like
to
that
dive
wave is
more into it.
coming, and we are just at the forefront of it, just with what we're doing and what we're building. And it's super exciting. When you were saying just a second ago, like you're in your 50s, you have severe crowding, and you're fine up until, what I would have finished that sentence with was until you suddenly have a heart attack.
oh yeah, I was thinking dentally, but
No, I'm fine. I sleep fine. Nope. Oh, you do snore. You do have stuff going on that you don't know. Nobody screened you, and you're good up until you have a heart attack.
all right, well, we're just gonna end the episode right there. Thanks for joining us. No, I'm trying to like speak to the dentist a
Totally.
little bit more here than I'm trying to speak to the public, and the dentists are they'll look and like, my patient has no complaints, and this is something that comes down to, we talk about in our group of Invisalign dentists in the company Dental Life. We talk about if you would just diagnose malocclusion, like you could diagnose a cavity, your whole world would be different.
Absolutely.
And I don't mean like just put it in the chart. Have the same conversation with the patient about this is not normal, right? Or this is common. It's not normal. It's not healthy.
So anybody who knows me knows that I'm a huge fan of Invisalign, but like I don't even care if you say that to the patient. I think if you do, hey, own up to it. I use the best product out there for this, and say it. But we're not talking to the patient about Invisalign. We're talking to the patient about putting their teeth into a better position.
Yeah.
And I want you to go back, like I tell doctors this all the time, go back to your office Monday, back to your office tomorrow, and try to find a single patient that's walking through your office that they could not benefit from having their teeth into a better position.
Mic drop.
And then just talk to them about that. There we go.
Absolutely.
From crowding, cleansability, abfractions, wear, restorability, everybody, like, okay, the AAO touts that 75% of adults in the U.S. could benefit from orthodontics. But when you actually go and start looking at the people in your practice, I mean, it's you're hard pressed to
Even
find
higher than that.
yeah, okay, you got dentures, implant over dentures, and maybe you have a partial that you don't want to remove, or they don't want to replace, or you just did a full mouth reconstruction and everything's perfect because
But those are outliers. Like the average dentist is not doing
99%
those.
of your
Everybody-
patients could benefit from moving
Yes.
the teeth into a better position.
Yep.
The younger you go, that number just gets
my
up,
gosh.
keeps on, like the whole spectrum from 3 to end of life. Start looking for that, and you see it all day, every day. Then you can't miss it. And then you start having that conversation. It just becomes a numbers game. The more
Yeah.
you talk about it, the more people will say yes.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of this, like where you're talking to a dentist and you're saying this, like you say that to them. I mean, how often do they ever report back and they're like, man, I feel guilty. Like I've never done this before. Like I've had these patients in my practice for a long time and I'm just now going to talk to them about it.
So how we typically go about that is like, now we now know. I wasn't educated on it before. I've heard it said as a Cadillac never apologized for last year's model. Every model every model
That's a great one.
gets better year over year. So hey, this is this year's model. I'm better. I know more than I knew yesterday. So I'm going to talk to you about it. I didn't know about this yesterday. Didn't talk. Now I do. So I can. So I don't feel guilty about that because hey, like was the best day to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best day is today. Let's get started with what we can today.
There's just some quotes and
Dude,
drop
look
in
at
here
you.
that are great.
Oh, Buddha over here.
Oh,
Another quote that you have that I really like. I'm gonna start it, and I hope you can finish it. And that's that. In the adults, we're gonna make them better, but in the kids, we're gonna make them
Perfect. So how I look at treatment planning, especially for orthodontics, is adults we want to be realistic, kids we got to be idealistic, meaning that they're still growing. We have to get them to perfection. And if you don't feel confident with that, that's okay. Refer them to somebody who you trust that can. but at least we diagnosed it and recognized it as early as we could. For adults, it's different. Without surgery, there's only so much we can do. I'm not going to get a skeletal class 2 into a perfect class 1 without breaking their jaw and all that stuff. But I don't really care about that. They've been in a class 2 their whole life. If a 70-year-old patient wants a straighter, wider smile, who am I above to not give them that?
Right.
I'm going to make them functionally better. I'll make them aesthetically better. I'll make their confidence up better and just feel better overall. Oh, they've got a larger overjet. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? If the chief complains the overjet, yeah, okay, we may need to do something else about that. But if not, give them straighter, wider.
You can still help them, and you can't treat what you don't screen.
Exactly. And like I said, I really do believe that everybody in our office we can make better.
Yeah.
So like that's my goal. If we can make every single person that walks through the office better, we're doing something right.
Absolutely.
Totally. Let's talk about the Airway Dentist, because at the Airway Dentist we're hiring. We're hiring all the time for dentists, hygienists, dental assistants. We're hiring all the time because y'all have me put to work opening new offices for you guys. One of which opens next week in Atascocita, Texas, just outside of Houston. Later this year, we'll have one opening in the Woodlands. We'll have one opening, looks like the Heights, and one in Cypress, and also at the beginning of next year, one in Katy, Texas. So, what feels like a big secret sauce thing in our group is our doctor onboarding, and I'm sitting with the two people that built it, and it's so far from Dr. Kessel, who's joining us in our Atascocita office. It's had really good feedback. And then shout out to Dr. Camille Peck, who kind of shamed us into making it a lot better. Hopefully she listens to this and embarrassed that I brought.
We are very proud of our onboarding.
We are.
I mean, it is an extensive sleep training.
How long is it?
Worth 9 weeks.
9 weeks of online and then at least a week of in person. But 9 weeks online, typically 1 to 3 hours per week of content. Each week includes some video lessons, a podcast, some reading material, and a case study, and then a quiz where we can kind of review the content for the week.
Yeah, no, so far Jennifer has told me really nice things about it. I don't know what she said to you guys, but that feels like secret sauce that we have.
Yeah, 100%.
I think so, because I think most dentists out there would be surprised that everybody who joins us really has very little orthodontic or airway treatment, and we put a ton of effort and energy into, one, getting that up to speed, but just as importantly, getting it up to speed before you come join us, which is not what most people do. People wait till day one, and then we start the training. We typically start.
We need you ready to go.
We start the training 2 months out before you even start to start drip feeding that. And there's only so much you can do not getting in there hands on. So we do like that week beforehand of in person, at least a week beforehand of in person, but being able to do that, getting some content, because again, it's not just fillings and we do fillings and crowns, but it's not just fillings, crowns, root canals, all that. This is stuff that you usually aren't taught in dental school and probably haven't seen in any other places unless you really, really put an effort out to go get there or to go get it. So it is a lot of new stuff. And so having that pre-onboarding training goes a long way.
Well, and I mean, it's just a culmination of so many years of your training and my training put into a program that is applicable to real life dentistry. And none of the doctors that we've hired have had any experience, like you said, in this aspect. And I don't mind that at all, because I would rather hire a wonderful, empathetic, providing personality and teach them everything else, because I don't think we can teach that kindness, empathy. You either have that or you don't. And that is like my ideal person would be the provider that really just wants to be there for those patients in their time of need.
So between me and you, when it comes to airway and orthodontics, there's nothing that we
can't
there's
do.
really nothing that we haven't seen or can't do.
Right.
I really do believe that. So the clinical side is the least of my worries. Like you said,
Yeah.
it's the personality and who you are.
Right.
Are you somebody we want to hang out with? Are you somebody who's going to take care of your
Yes.
team and your patients?
Yeah, because we will take care of you.
Exactly.
if
Then
you
we
take
got
care
the
of
rest.
them.
We leave the rest up to us.
Yes.
Show up on time. Be good to your team. Be good to your patients, and we can handle the rest.
Yeah. Anybody listening to this that's interested in working with us, we have a careers page on the top of our website at theairwaydentists.com. You can also reach out to us on Instagram, and we'll be happy to help you figure out where that link is.
And if it's not at the top of the page, it's at the very bottom.
Oh, I thought the careers page was at the top still.
I don't think it is. But,
Who's scrolled and
it's
find it?
It's on the page, and if you are interested,
theairwaydentist.com/careers.
yes.
Oh, there we go.
100%. Well, what do you guys, I feel like between you two, we've had several associates gone bad, several associates gone really good. Not several gone bad. I shouldn't say that. Less than a handful, a small amount that have gone bad. As we're growing, and one of the things that I do for y'all is Jackie and I find a bunch of candidates. We screen them. We get them to a point where we feel like they should meet you guys, and then we kind of release them to you. What are some things you found of candidates that strike you as like, man, this makes me feel really good about this person being a good long-term fit? Or what are some things that maybe have slipped through the cracks and made it into y'all, and y'all were like, this kind of bugs me. I don't like this.
So the number one thing that slips through that I think is just solely personality. Usually we do a really good job of filtering that, but sometimes it's just not a good fit. And I think with the Airway Dentist, that's a whole lot better for us. We're not the super GP office anymore. Are you comfortable around the kids or treating kids? Are you okay with things taking longer for a treatment, or hey, maybe at the end of phase 1 that bite isn't perfect? Like, can you go to sleep at night with that? Okay, it may work. If you can't, you're probably not going to be a good fit. So that's where I've noticed a lot of it. Again, getting into the weeds on the clinical side is, are you okay with things not finishing absolutely perfect? Because they don't. Phase 1, the teeth are all over the place, and we got to let things settle and give it the time and do all that. That side of the personality is what has bitten us before. But I think that was other offices, not necessarily the Airway Dentist model. With the Airway Dentist model, we've really refined that, and so far everybody who's joined us
and I think
is still with us.
I know, that's so great. And I think that the onboarding that we've created has really helped with some of that trepidation and fear, because when we opened the first 2 Airway Dentist locations, we didn't have that. I mean, those doctors just trusted us, and we were there just on call every single day, whatever they needed. But they didn't have a formalized, like, this is what the bite's going to look like after phase 1. Like you're saying, foundation first, teeth second is my phrase. And now I'm really eager with this next batch of doctors that are coming to work for us to see how that changed for them. As they start treating their own patients, they're going to be way more relaxed about, this is normal, this is expected, everything's fine. So yeah, I don't think there's been too many at all that you've sent our way that we didn't like or we didn't feel like we're gonna fit. But I think your openness to understanding that what you think about growth and development in kids and adults, you have to recognize that you actually don't know. And that is a very, I think something that's difficult when you want to learn if you've been a dentist a long time. And my perfect example of this is Dr. Camille Peck, who we were just talking about, because when she very first called and wanted to have a talk with me about coming to work for us, I was like, we don't hire older dentists. She's younger than me, but she's been out for a night. I don't know if we had this conversation. I was in the pickup line at school for the kids, and I said, I don't know, like, we really are just hiring docs that are like a year or so out of school. And she's like, is it because you think they're moldable? And I'm like, yes. And she goes, I promise you can mold me into any shape you want. Like, she was like, I just really want to learn this stuff. So that's what I meant earlier with that comment of just like, we were taught in school that certain things weren't possible when they actually are. And it's important to have an open mind about that if you want to be in the Airway Dentist.
And you can tell when people have a passion for it, like Dr. Camille.
Yes.
It's not just I'm which
So
is part
true.
of it, don't get me wrong, but I'm tired of doing filling, so I want to try to get into somewhere else. So I don't really care about it. I just want things to be easier.
Yes.
And versus the Dr. Camille, who has like just an absolute passion for it and loves every single second of it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, sounds like I haven't sent too many bad.
No, you're doing a good
folks
job.
your
You and
way.
Jackie are doing a good job.
Let's see. So if I'm trying to think back, Amanda, Dr. Mauricio, Dr. Camille, they had very little experience in orthodontics when they joined. And Dr. Mauricio 0.
Yeah.
Dr.
A little bit. She had done a little bit of
little
Invisalign,
bit,
I think, but nothing to like she's doing now.
What has their growth been like since they started? Like they went through a different style of training. They went through just a Socratic over the shoulder with you guys, which wasn't scalable. So that's why y'all built the new 9-week program. but you're still available to everybody. You still have weekly calls with all the dentists, and the dentists still have your cell phone numbers and we're still connected on Slack. What has our growth been like? And you know, you can say good, bad, or you know, slow or fast or whatever. But were there any common themes between the two that were like, okay, this is holding us back, or this has been really nice? Any share, like, are they sharing any kind of experiences in that growth?
Well, we should ask them.
That we're gonna tell them.
Yeah, but I would say Dr. Camille's just been a dentist for a lot longer. So there was a difference in the number of conversations surrounding treatment planning that she had versus Dr. Amanda. And it just, the more of them you do, the easier it gets. And now she's killing it. I mean, Sugarland had 94 new patients or something last month. Maybe it was more. Yeah. And she is just literally like completely,
and she's got a
busy
65-70% case acceptance.
Yeah. Which that has increased. So we've monitored that.
It's incredible.
Absolutely.
The biggest thing that I see with them is they just don't know what's possible to start. And so they're a little bit more hesitant to start treatment at the beginning. We do a better job of that, again, during the onboarding, of showing what's really possible, from basic cases to the most advanced cases you could imagine. But then once they start seeing it with their own cases, it just starts to it just snowballs and snowballs and snowballs. And we have our Fantastic Finishes channel where cases get posted, and it's like.
And now that the offices have been around for a year or two, so many cases are finishing, and I just have seen Amanda go like full circle with, wow, look, I've got my own cases now. It's not just yours and my cases that the doctors are seeing.
I gotta admit, that is like one of my favorite channels. I don't ever comment on it or like a comment or like a post, but like the stuff that comes through there is so cool. And I'm glad that we have, you know, records from before the patient started treatment and after, and just the smile photos that are shared there. That's like, I don't know, like
the life saved.
I was a new dentist once, and like those are things that seem very overwhelming. And you guys know I don't do any ortho, or never did any ortho, and we won't talk about the one time I did IPR. Yeah, that guy still has a free crown.
Oh no!
But it was it's such a positive channel, and and it's not like every month there's something in there. It's like it seems like several times a week there's a good finish being posted in there, whether it's from you two or from one of the other doctors. It's such an awesome channel. And
I've actually, one thing I've noticed in the last probably like 4 or 5 months is the collaboration amongst themselves, like not just towards me and Matt. Like Camille and Amanda talk all the time. Katie and Camille are chatting. Like all of them that are here with us have their own side conversations and questions, and they lean on each other and like, hey, what would you do for this? And so they've gone from being the ones that were asking all the questions to now mentoring even each other. And I just think that's so cool. They were all joking one time to me. They were like, can we all just work in the same building? And I'm like, no, that's not.
We were just joking last week of having a constant Zoom going.
Yeah, they just want to leave it up so they're hanging out and they can see each other.
Just like a window.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to have.
I was like, well, what about me? Am I invited? Nobody told me about it. So anyways, yeah,
if there's ever a sign of organizational health, I think it's that.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on,
yeah.
We're done. Let's just go home.
Yeah, yeah. So.
All right, so Matt, we've been business partners since 21.
Yeah.
And you and I left the GP practice ownership like 2 years ago. 23.
May 31st, 23.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's like I've got that date in stone.
I got to know, regardless of what your practice was like or where it was, would you ever go back to general dentistry like that?
I don't think I could. I still like it. I'm not the person who's like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. Or like, I never want to do this again. I would still do it, especially at the Airway Dentist. I just like the orthodontic and the early prevention side of it so much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could ever go back to doing a super GP office is doing. The only thing that I really miss is doing implants.
Oh,
truly.
My dad's going to love hearing that.
The only thing that I really miss is doing implants, endo and all that. No, thank you.
I know you really liked surgery.
Yeah, I like the implant side of it. I really did like. So that's the only thing that I do miss out of it.
Yeah.
I just would totally down the rabbit hole of orthodontics and got obsessed, and it's just the most rewarding and fun thing.
Which was totally not in your plan.
Not at all. Again,
It was in my
I was
plan.
fully coming out of surgery. You're the one who said, "Hey, do you want to start doing Invisalign?" Yeah, sure, I've heard of it. Then you bought an iTero, and look what happened now.
I felt guilty for like months because I was like, man, because we connected because you were taking my father-in-law's 300-hour implant education program while you were still in dental school at LSU, and I was dying. I was working 8 days a week. That's right, 8 days a week. And I was just going to sell this practice I just bought because I was in over my head, and I needed pressure relief, and Jackie and Jay were like, hey, there's this kid named Matt. He's looking for a practice. He's probably looking for a job, and you were in this surgical mini residency, and you joined the practice in July
9th.
Yeah.
July 9th, 2018.
Yeah.
Aww.
And then in August, I was like, I need you
Your
to
friendship
do
was
clear
birthed.
aligners.
Oh my gosh, it was literally that fast?
Yes.
I don't
we
even-
bought an iTero in
Oh my
August. It was
gosh.
delivered the first week in September. The second week in September, we did an Invisalign day. Got 8 starts, and then the last week in September, I finally got Invisalign certified.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, Callie, we stole your Invisalign Clin ID and submitted.
I
the
do.
first
For
round
a
of
while
cases.
there, my Clin ID was being used. And
You were
it's
really
not
worried about it,
Didn't
too.
make a
Rightfully
single
so.
modification.
I
just
what?
boom, approve. Hey, this looks great. Approved.
Doesn't just make you cringe, but like, look where we are now.
Look where
You
we are
know?
now. They're all
Oh
still
my
kicking.
gosh.
They got all their teeth they can
I
chew.
know. I don't know what we would have done if Jackie and Jay hadn't found, if you hadn't found Tex-Mex. I mean, when he says pressure relief valve, I'm like,
Yeah.
you became his best friend so fast. And I'm like,
Someone was trying to give me advice about bringing on your first associate, because I was like, I was looking for advice still. I was like, they're like, just make sure you give them plenty of exams. And I'm like, oh, do not worry about that. You do not have to worry about
I'm going to give him all the exams.
He's gonna see everybody, and yeah, that was really cool. But I for months I felt guilty because I was doing the surgeries out of there, and which wasn't a ton, and then I was really like, what was it, like that December I was trying to start to phase out.
Yep.
And it was like the December the next year when I saw my last patient. I think.
You're fishing up one case.
Yep. And so there's a lesson how not to exit a dental practice. But I was like, man, he was in the surgical party, had all this momentum and
I don't think he's
enthusiasm.
upset with you buying him an iTero.
iTero is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh my God.
So, all right. So, I wasn't trying to bait you into like, would you ever go back? Like, I wasn't trying to throw general dentistry under the bus, but the way that you practice now is probably, I mean, it'd be really, I guess what I was trying to get at is like, it's really hard to unsee the
Yeah.
stuff that you've seen.
I got sick of doing emergencies. I got sick of doing just people chipping a tooth. And it's like, hey, this is like $150 filling. I don't have to get you numb. And I just pull it. Like right in the front. And I just pull it. I
Oh
don't
my
want to deal
gosh.
with it. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And I really did get sick of that. And so that's what just got me so much on the prevention side of it. And then the orthodontics was just so rewarding. Like it was just, again, it wasn't a filling that was done in 10
Yeah.
months, a quick before and after, but it maybe took 10 months, a year, 14 months to get there. But it was just going back to that Fantastic Finishes channel. It's just so rewarding to see the changes
It
and
is.
how excited patients are. And patients are
Yeah.
excited to come into the office. And they're excited to get started, and they're excited to talk to other people about what they're going through
Yeah.
and the experience that we're providing. And so that was just like an absolute blast for me. So I don't see how I could ever be in another practice that revolves around not that.
Well,
Ditto.
I don't really practice dentistry anymore. So.
I know. Okay, can I just say for a second, you guys are such good dentists, like regular dentists. And
Me and
you,
Matt?
yes.
Oh.
And you have left the chair pretty much. And Matt and I sort of kind of have too. And it's just crazy to me,
I think my last patient ever will probably be my parents at the end, years from now, which is going to be silly. I'm like, why are you letting me do this? I haven't done one of
Stop
these in
it.
5 years.
Stop
But,
it.
I think my last like comprehensive care patient will probably be a friend of mine's mom.
But I think we've learned that we can replicate ourselves through our program and into other dentists. We've extended our reach,
What
really.
a lot of people struggle with is, they're not as good. They're not going to be as good as me, so I can't leave. Like
Yes.
for me, it's like I don't
Yeah.
need you to be as good. Like whatever
Right.
good I am, I don't need you to be as good as me.
Right.
I would rather have 10 people that are 80% as good as me, and instead of just one person that's as good as me or me, because I can affect the lives of a whole lot more patients and a whole lot more team members.
Right.
If there's 10 people that are doing 75 or 80% of what I could do.
Right.
So that's how
Same.
I look at it. That
Yeah.
I think a lot of people really struggle with.
Yeah.
There's another side of that I it's kind of the way I think about it. Is you're right. Like, I don't expect them to be as good as maybe I once was, or as good as you are, or as good as Callie is at whatever the craft is. But I guarantee you they'll never be that good if you're always the one doing the hard case.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You need to let them fail,
Yep.
and you need to show them how to fix it. Because that's how you guys learned.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You have a great mentor in clear aligners with Ryan Molis. You have a great mentor in Airway with a couple. I mean, Ben Bralia comes to mind, several others. And I know you guys, John Caulfield. Who'd you go for in Dallas for the posterior open?
Oh, Hal Stewart. When
Hal
I learned all the
Stewart,
TMD
yes,
stuff,
yes.
absolutely. Yeah, he's great. He's in
And I
Flower
know-
Mound, Texas.
And so you guys had all these pressure relief valves, like I like to call them, like mentors that you could actually
It's
lean
so
into.
important. It's so important.
And that's the great thing about group practice. I think dentistry can be super lonely, but if you have associates coming in, mostly talking to those docs that do Invisalign right now, but if you don't let them do the hard cases, they're never going to do a hard case.
Right.
They're never going to have the bravery to do it, because it was always like, oh, well, that's a Dr. Hicks case.
Yep.
You know?
It just goes back to what's possible. I remember when I started, I was like, I would never be diamond. Like, nobody's diamond. That's fake.
You guys
fake.
have so
It's
far
so
past that now. It's not even.
Exactly, and we passed it fairly quick.
Yeah.
Just because you don't know what's possible until you get in
Until
there
you
and
start doing it.
How many ortho starts do Katie and Camille get every day? Just
They
like Airway ortho combined,
2 starts a day.
each one.
Each one is getting let's say 1.5 to 2 starts every single day.
Every day. Off.
And when again Dr. Camille started with us less than a year ago, still it was 11 months ago. So 0 to getting 40 starts a month.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Well, I think you guys have built something really cool. I think we've built something really cool. I mean,
And I'm glad we
you
got to
two
get on
are
and
like-
talk about
you
it.
two are like what makes this the most fun.
Oh, thanks,
If
babe.
you two fell off that rock yesterday, I probably would just go sell this thing right now. Just
That's literally what I said. If you guys did not come back, this is over. It was a great idea, y'all, but I'm out.
yeah, I think that's a wrap.
I do too. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming on. This was great. We got to
Thank
do
y'all.
more.
Yeah, thanks for walking over here and just sit down. I think this is the most
Easy
we've
for me.
chatted.
Just tell me where I need to be.
I know.
Actually, I don't think you and I've chatted about work, not work. Like, this is chatting about what we do, but not trying to solve a problem at the same time. And we haven't talked about like sport, like F1 or anything else. So
Well, apparently you guys are going to go to an F1 race next year in Europe. I'm going to come too.
we're all
so-
going.
Okay,
Because
good. Let's do it.
Unless they extend Zandvoort.
Yep.
If they extend the contract at Zandvoort, we're all going to Zandvoort next year.
Let's
This
do
will be
it.
The last race in the Netherlands.
Get some dates.
I'll be there.
I got a
Thanks,
date. I got a date. Right
No, I know dates in the calendar.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Well, hey, though, if you just a reminder, if you are looking to maybe change the way that you practice dentistry,
Hit us up.
the Airway Dentist is looking for really good people and really good dentists second. And if you think that you fit that mold, we'll show you what you need to know, and we'll give you the systems and support to be wildly successful,
successful.
as a dentist. So, all right, chat soon.
Bye.